and wide. Keep Manhattan, just give me that countryside.
New York is where I'd rather stay. I get allergic smelling hay. I just adore a penthouse view. Darling, I love you, but give me Park Avenue.
The chores.
The stores.
Fresh air.
Hi everybody, my name is Sheena Brown and this is my farm. Come on in, I'll show you around. I'm a third generation dairy farmer. I've been here 8 years in October. My grandparents farmed here, then my dad sold the cows in 2004, and I started in 2015. I guess I should have mentioned that I have a bachelor's degree in animal science with a business minor. I went to VTC 2 years, graduated there in 2010, then took a year off, was unsure what I wanted to do. In the meantime, worked for a neighboring farm just to figure out everything that I wanted to do. And myself and my husband at the time decided that we wanted to start farming here because that's always what I wanted to do as a kid. And this is the farm where I grew up, so it needed a lot of work because my dad hadn't been farming in a while. So we gutted the whole place and poured all new cement, new stalls. And the only thing currently existing from when my dad was here is the pipeline.
Do you love all equipment?
Yep.
The best.
A lot of the equipment in here was basically used. Lyons Dairy, a local company down the road, hooked us up and got us some really good deals for some equipment because at the time we didn't have a lot of money to spend, so we couldn't buy new. Currently I'm milking with 5 units. All the units look like this in the tie stall.
So you don't have automatic takeoff?
No automatic takeoff, that's me, that's my job.
I prefer that.
So here, when I start milking, you'll see the milk will come into here. This is the receiver jar. When it gets to a certain level, it dumps on its own and it goes through a filter. And then here is the plate cooler. So the plate cooler's purpose is to, it cools the milk before it hits the bulk tank, so it basically saves energy. The bulk tank doesn't have to run as long to cool the milk.
And you've got a 1,000-gallon bulk tank?
Yep.
Keep it at 38 degrees?
Yep. Yep.
In case anybody thinks it's a baby milk tank.
No.
Let's go back here. Oh
It's
my,
kind of a
my.
mess back there.
That's not a mess at all. Oh, and you've got it all walled in,
Oh.
but look at, I'm going to say you've got a lot of personality in here. Okay, and look what we have here. You have things from your farm.
Yeah, so this is my farm store. I started this, I guess it's been 3 years now. 3 years ago, we became certified raw milk producers.
How did you do that?
So basically, the state of Vermont requires you to be certified in order to sell raw milk direct to consumers. And what that consists of is each animal needs to be tested once in its lifetime for tuberculosis and brucellosis. And I have all that paperwork on hand. And that's basically all it is. Any new animal that enters the herd has to be tested once.
Yeah, brucellosis is spontaneous abortion.
Yep.
Yeah, well, everybody knows what tuberculosis is.
Yep.
But my goodness, this is wonderful. You've got eggs, so I imagine you have a chicken or two running around.
Yeah,
Oh, and you have Bud Light.
Yeah.
So I guess you're a farmer.
Yes. Sometimes you need that to get through the day.
And maple syrup, I see on your side.
So the maple syrup, that's my dad. He I should have mentioned this before. So I rent the farm and the land from my parents. They actually own the farm and the land, and there's 90 tillable acres. I can't off the top of my head remember how many
Taps.
Well, no, he's got like 6,000 taps, and
Is that pipeline there too?
Yep, pipeline with
Suction?
Yep. Our reverse osmosis.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and I think he started boiling maybe a year longer than I've been farming or something like that. But he's the Brown's Family Maple. He does the maple and all the maple products, and I just sell it here to help him out, basically.
Well, you're a good girl.
Yeah.
Let's go and meet the girl.
Sure.
I wish all of you could smell the cows here and their feed. It's a beautiful barn. It's clean. There's a brown Swiss, Guernsey, or red Holstein, New Jersey for butterfat content, and then the typical Holsteins over there, snuggling one another. You don't often see brown Swiss, but I've got stories about those.
So when I started, I was 100% registered Holsteins. I knew nothing but Holsteins. I was a die-hard Holstein fan, and still am. I still am.
Same here.
And
never trusted Jersey bulls.
yes, and we do everything AI here, so there's no bulls on the farm. Everything's artificial inseminated.
Who do you use?
So I use a little bit of everybody, but Select Sires Technician breeds the cows, and I do a little bit of breeding. Not
I've never
much,
seen
but
a cow smoke a cigarette after being bred, but bless their hearts, they don't have to cuddle.
yes, yep.
What made you decide on a brown Swiss?
Yeah, so I've always kind of wanted a brown Swiss. I always just liked the looks of them, and my boyfriend and a few good friends on my 30th birthday bought me my first one, and then
Do you remember
the second
from who?
one.
Or do you know from?
Yeah, from Shelburne Farms in Burlington. So, and her name is Jenna, and she's actually out here. You might see her later. She's up the hill.
Oh, so you've got
Yeah.
more. Oh, is she dried off?
She is dried off.
Do you use the penicillin in each other to dry them off?
She, well, yes, I guess technically that'd be what it is, but yep. Yep.
Well, let's walk through and tell me all about these wonderful cows because they're my
Sure.
favorite animal in the whole wide world.
Yeah. So as I was gonna say, I'm a diehard Holstein fan, but when I met Ben, my boyfriend, he is a diehard Jersey fan, so that's kind of how we've got all kinds of mixed breeds here now. They're not mixed breeds; they're all registered, but Jerseys, Holsteins, everything.
Do you raise your own?
I do raise my own. I try to raise at least 15 a year. I like to have 1 to 2 heifers come in a month. Sometimes we get more, sometimes we get less than that, but that's kind of where profitably that's what works for us.
Would you like to explain why?
Just because I'm not a seasonal herd, so in order to keep my days in milk down and to keep production up, I need to have a certain amount of animals come in each month in order to do that. Otherwise, they all kind of go stale, and they're all female, right? So they all cycle at the same time if you let them. And
You really don't have a choice in letting them. They're all bunking together.
right, yes. And so right now we don't currently graze. That's a goal of mine.
How are their feet? They look great.
Yes, they get trimmed twice a year. They go out every day for 2 to 3 hours. Sometimes more, sometimes less, but they go out every single day, weather permitted, in the barnyard out there, and where they get their exercise, and they get to eat hay out there, and they socialize, and then honestly, when they go out, they just want to turn around and come back in anyway, because when we renovated the place, we made it for comfort, right?
It is beautiful.
So the stalls are big and wide, and they got everything they need right here, and
They
this
sure
is
do.
where they want to be. So
And good music, I must say.
yeah, yes, Yep,
Anyway.
and so we know them all by their names, which that's kind of something you don't see very often
I knew
anymore.
mine by the names too. They
Yep.
weren't mine, but I was the herdsman.
Yeah,
And I loved them so
Yeah.
much. The only one I didn't love was Little Joe, and that's because she was a kicker.
Yeah.
And the farmer used to come in no matter what he was doing. I'd go out and say, excuse me, but Little Joe's, and he'd get angry, but he'd come in and milk Little Joe.
yeah, yeah. So when they're named, when they're born, like this is Doreen, this is Ariel, this is Honora, this is Amy, Oakley, Brown Swiss is Delia.
Oh, really? Ours was Darla.
Yeah.
Darla May.
And the one outside is Jenna.
Oh.
And so when they're born, if they have a heifer calf, like if Doreen has a heifer calf, we try to name them. So her calf we want a D name, and it's just nice. Like Amy's actually out of Ariel, ironically.
Really?
And Nora's not related, but that's what we try to do is so we kind of know
That's a
their.
farmer thing because my farmer was Mona had Lisa,
Yeah.
Jojo had Little Joe.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
that's the way we remember them
Yeah.
generation to generation.
Yeah.
And it gave a family tree.
Yeah.
Following you.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll go down here, I guess. They're all ready to be milked right
In your
now.
way then.
No,
Unless you
no.
want me to help you with chores.
No, you're not in my way.
Beautiful. Absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm hoping in less than 5 years they'll be outside grazing. But we're hoping the end of this summer, maybe next summer, that they'll be outside grazing.
And why do you want that?
Why? That's what everybody wants to see is cows out on pasture.
Well, let me go out and see yours.
Well, these girls here are
First calf
pregnant.
heifers?
They're pregnant heifers and dry cows.
First calf
And-
heifers? Or just heifers?
And we got sheep too, right here. That's Phil. The white one's Claire. I don't know where she is, but
You bossy cow. The
Yeah.
jerseys are always the most curious.
yeah.
And
So
they're first out of the barn.
So we got pregnant heifers and dry cows here. And we also got our mama beef cows are out here.
Where?
I don't know where they must be way down. They're just starting to have calves. I don't do my own crops. I'm 100% feed purchase operation. I have a great crop lease with a neighboring farm on the Valley Road in Holland called Gray Farms. I do a lot of business with them, Trevor Gray. And they put up my crops for me. They take really great care of me. Put it on my bunk, which we can show later. Tomorrow, actually, they'll be here. So if you want to think about it. What, Phil? So they're Phil and Claire. Modern Family. I don't know if you watch Modern
Oh,
Family.
I love that show. I don't have a TV, but when I was a flight attendant, I used to have a TV in my hotel room every night. And I loved Modern Family.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. And also very on point.
Yeah. So I keep track of everything that I feed. I feed a total mix ration here, and I feed out 4 mixes to the milk cows. So a diet is formulated for a cow giving 75 pounds of milk, and that's what this is formulated for. This is haylage, corn silage, and it's a grain mash. And it all goes into my little mixer, which I can show you out here.
Who ships it to you? Neutrino?
So-
Or Lucio?
Grain,
Yeah.
feed commodities.
Okay.
Yeah,
Give them a shout out because they're doing 75 pounds of milk a day. You're darn. We only
Yeah.
have 100-pound cow.
yeah. So everything, the diet, this diet in front of them is formulated for 75-pound cow.
And 75 pounds of
70,
milk.
yes, 75 pounds of milk. Everybody giving over 75 pounds gets a top dress pellet, and that's just basically to something they can utilize their energy for to be able to make more milk.
Well, you got a beautiful herd.
Thank you.
It makes me so envious because the work was so worth it. At the end of every day, you go in and you look out in that. I plowed that field, and I delivered that calf, and I milked that cow, and
Yeah.
you just feel such a sense of satisfaction.
Yeah. So this is the mixer. This is my skid steer. This is how I feed the cows.
Is that a bobcat?
It is. It is a bobcat.
I've never seen a white bobcat. In fact, I've never
No.
seen anything white in a barn.
So right now it's not very pretty, but this is first cut that they're doing.
Oh yeah. You think
it'll-
first cut was early this year?
Nope, they always hit it about this time, about the first week of June.
I saw them doing it over where I live, close to Newport,
Yeah.
about 2 weeks ago, and I thought it was early. But
Yeah.
how much protein were you getting when the first cut?
So I guess we're probably shooting for 18-19%.
Oh, that's
I would
the
say
best I've
probably
ever
good.
heard.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that might be a little bit overkill, but that's what we're hoping for.
It's your show.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. That's cute.
Yeah. So this is my little baby mixer. It fits perfectly in the barn, and I'll put a bucket of haylage in it, a bucket of corn silage in it. My haylage will be put on the bunk here in a rollover pile,
Yep.
and then Gray Farms brings corn silage to me every other day.
And how
And
many times do you mix?
so I mix.
Every day?
I feed them 3 mixes in the morning and 1 mix in the evening.
Okay. Bedtime
Um,
snack.
Yeah, it gets them up and gets them pooping and ready for milking, I guess.
That's right.
So everything goes in here and then it gets mixed for 5 minutes. And then I'll split the load. I'll put half on this side and half on that side.
And then just bucket it in.
Yep, from the skid steer. And then I run it right out. This door comes open and I'll drive right. See, it's got 2 augers in it.
Oh, that is so great.
And it'll run right out in front of them.
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
Well, you're about to start milking.
Yes.
So I'll tell you what, let's watch you start. And
Okay.
then I'll say thank you and I'll come back at different times of the season
Okay.
to finish this show because this is only part 1.
Okay.
And I'm so grateful. Are you hiring?
Well, I would. Do you know how to milk cows?
I do.
Well, sure. You can help me tonight if you want.
Really?
You can.
I'll help you.
Okay.
Fantastic. Oh my God. I've never done a pipeline, but we had a parlor. But I love it. Sure. I'm going to help with milking. I'm so psyched. I hope the cows don't mind.
So I would be happy to show you the calves. You want to see the baby calves?
Sure.
Okay.
This is life is good, not 20 minutes. Or what is it called? 2020? 48 hours, 2020. This is life is good.
Try to do, I don't know, like I guess 4 quarts of colostrum at birth, and then they get their navel dipped, and I try to keep them with mom 8 to 12 hours, give or take, depending on how mom is. Sometimes they don't care. Sometimes they're super motherly. I got a big girl over there that will mother anything in the barn. And then they get brought down to where the calves are. Do you want to
Sure.
go down? Okay.
Where are we now?
So this is where the babies are. This is Beulah. Beulah was born on June 4th. So she's, what, 6 days old? 6 days old. Yeah. These girls get fed 6 quarts of milk, whole milk, straight from the vault tank, twice a day. And their little peach teats.
Is that where you put the milk?
Yeah.
What is it?
No.
Oh, they were invented when I was carrying in 5 quart buckets.
Yeah, we don't do any pail training or anything here. This is what they're on until they're weaned. And they get weaned at 60 days. So,
I swear to God, if I'd only known these were invented, they weren't invented when I was farming.
yeah.
What a difference. I had biceps the size of a tree.
Yeah. I bet.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm going to let you get started milking.
Okay.
I'll get ready with you. And,
Okay.
we'll have a good time.
Okay.
I don't know whether
Sounds
you can
good.
hear the music inside, but it's a beautiful, twangy country piece that is very peaceful, just like being on a dairy farm. Young farmers are having a really tough time getting started, but luckily we have a lot in Vermont who are dairy farming, organic vegetable farming, and just getting it together. And here's why. Here's a young lady from Massachusetts who's taking environmental studies in Maine. And why don't you introduce yourself and tell my audience exactly why you love Vermont?
My name's Leona Harkins. I grew up in Mass and we still live there, but we've always come to Vermont. We have a house here, so I've been coming here ever since I was born. I first started hiking up here with my dad and my family, and I moved up to Maine, and I go to school in Maine now, studying environmental science, and I just love coming back here and seeing the farms and getting the milk up here. It's just really nice. This is unpasteurized milk from the farm here. There's cows inside too, which we got to see, which I really loved seeing. I love seeing the cows out there in the barn. I got to pet them, and they're just awesome. I love coming out here.
Guess what? I'm going to be leaving now. They're closing off the show because it's time to milk the cows. There are 38 beautiful cows in there. They're all registered. And they give a lot of milk. And you can come and get some right here at Sheena's farm. And I don't know what to tell you about how excited I am about this series. Thanks for watching Life is Good. And the rest of the series will follow with more of Sheena and then some of Owen, who lives up the road with his organic farm as soon as he has time. Thanks for watching. See you next time.